If and only if, because I don't think I would. But it would take a very special gal. Okay, if I showed up outside their house with a boombox, I'll play Uncle Luke. Don't stop. And she'll be like, "Don't stop, pump that pussy, let me see you do brown. I wanna rock. Because then you see, it's provocative. It gets the people going. then I mean, I'm hoping I get some after that. Like,
I mean,
hopefully they heed Uncle Luke's wise words.
I wanna rock. It's a pretty foolproof plan.
It works every time.
Speaking of giving advice when it comes to relationships, what bad lessons have y'all learned from pop culture? Because I feel like there's just so much in movies and TV shows and video games and every single thing we consume. 90% of it has a love story. There's some kind of love interest. There's some kind of love story included in it, right? And because of that, there's so many lessons that you learn, especially as a young kid, a young teenager.
You want to know how I fucked up? The fucking Beauty and the Beast, all right? I love this movie. I was like, one day I'm going to kidnap some woman and she's going to learn to fall in love with me. And you guys made me feel like a piece of shit for it, okay? That's all I ever wanted to do. I'm like, this is a way to get a woman to love you? I was like, count me in. Let's do it. You know what I mean? But nay, you put a girl to sleep and then kiss her to wake her back up. She's not. You know, she's not gonna. You know what I mean? Shit? Yeah, man. Almost a lot of what I learned as a kid about love completely fucked me over for the future. Like, almost always.
I mean, this is why Disney is like. They push so hard, I think, now on like not telling those kind of stories where it's like the woman's a damsel and she has to be saved. And that's all there is to it. Here's the prince. He's going to come save the goddamn day. He's going to kill the dragon. He's going to kiss the girl. He's going to, whatever.
You know what was a realistic love story, although kind of Shrek? Shrek.
I can kind of get behind that.
It was realistic.
Yeah.
It's about acceptance. It's about accepting yourself and knowing who you are and bettering yourself. I mean, Shrek is not the same grumpy. What is Shrek? A troll? An ogre? An ogre. He's not the same grumpy ogre that he was.
Even when she becomes an ugly ogre.
I think it's better to say that she loved him even though he was an ugly ogre.
She looked significantly better than Shrek in the ogre form.
Yeah. Shrek was definitely fighting above his weight class with her. Okay?
Usually when you tell people like, hey, I'd like you to find, you got any friends, usually you're not like, what do you want? And you look at a mirror, you point at the person in the mirror. I want them to look exactly like me.
What about that trope in like sitcoms in particular? It's like the husband is this like schlubby underachiever. He's dumb as hell. You've got like your Homer Simpsons, your what is that King of Queens, like Al Bundy. Like, what's with that trope of just like these like attractive women with just these terrible, terrible, terrible husbands?
Hopefully one day that'll be me.
I think it's just some fucking TV execs putting out their fantasies out there. They're trying to live their dreams vicariously through their characters.
The King of Queens made me think I could date a hot Italian chick. It's not happening so far.
Yeah. Poor though.
That's a good show.
But one thing that I've seen plenty of times, and it bothers me every single time, when people in movie fuck, when people in movies they fuck, right? After the fuck, they just insta go into cuddles and they're laying with each other and everything's mad good. And I'm like, sex ain't that clean. Like, I need to wash the shit out of my crotch. Like there's cleanings that need to take place immediately after the action's done.
Off of my tongue.
Oh.
Everywhere.
You know, let me stop. You got places you got to clean. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's this perception that like you could just have sex and then just hang out and everything is all good. And it's like
not happening.
I would be so grossed out by just putting all the fuck juices all up in my sheets. Like oh, I'm just laying here. I'm gonna spoon you now. Here, take all this dripping juice on your thighs, on your ass. It just doesn't seem appealing.
You wake up in the morning after cuddling all night, just post sex without any cleanup. It sounds like Velcro when you pull apart.
Oh my god,
yo,
it'd be like breaking out of candle wax. Oh shit.
No, there's absolutely. The way that sex is presented in movies is always this weird thing, and they always made it, especially like as a teenager. I remember feeling like such a like pressure to have sex because it's like, oh, like the virgin in the movie was made fun of and blah blah. And I was like fairly early in my friend group as far as having sex, and I still felt like I was like missing out by like not having it earlier. I don't know. There's so much pressure there. And
I mean, and then there's also all your peers. Everybody's lying about, oh yeah, this chick gave me a blowjob, or they're like, oh yeah, I felt up on her tits. Or everybody's making up all these stories. Ain't nothing that a 12-year-old kid telling you the truth. All right, nothing, not a one.
I mean, we could go further back. The 80s taught us that like there was nothing wrong with peeping on girls in like locker rooms. Like, oh my you could take the girl to the kegger and get her drunk, and that's fine. The 80s was fucked as far as the advice they gave out.
One of my all-time favorite movies, Revenge of the Nerds. They install like this whole camera system in the girls like the sorority. They put cameras all over the house. It was this big thing. They broke in. They played like the fucking Mission Impossible music. They're putting cameras all over the place. And then that's it. They spend the next week in the house just eating pizza. They're just ordering food in and just watching the stream from the CCTV.
Weird.
And they're just, and then, they're just like, we've got Bush. And everybody's running over to see. And it's so fucking ridiculous that this was acceptable back then.
It's crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like movies are definitely the way that the like parties and sex and things are presented in movies. There's definitely some aspect of like the lack of knowledge with consent that goes hand in hand with that, because it was never a conversation back in like the 80s and 90s media that, I think all of us grew up on.
Yeah, I mean, in that same movie, there's a low-key rape. Like, he dresses up. It's like a Halloween or costume party or something like that. He dresses up as her boyfriend and then goes into some place and he starts fooling around with the girlfriend. And then she's like, oh, take your mask off. And he's like, nah. And then they proceed to fuck. And so now she's having sex under the impression that she's having sex with her man. And then, of course, the movie makes it so that she enjoyed that sex so much that now she left her man and now she's with the nerd. But it's like, this is a fucking power fantasy. Like, this ain't actually happening. Like, you're going to get reported to the authorities. You're going to catch a case, all right?
Straight to jail.
Like, straight to jail. You undercooked the fish? Jail. Overcooked the fish? Straight to jail.
Also jail.
Also jail. Overcook, undercook. No. Another thing, right? Sorry. All right, because I had another example of this. Dude, in Blade Runner, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Deckard straight up rapes this chick. Like Like it's uncomfortable to watch.
I felt
like,
bad watching it. Like I felt like I was watching something I wasn't supposed to be watching.
She's like, no. She says no so many times, and he's just forcing himself onto her until she loves it. And it's like, I don't think this is real, but it fucked a lot of people up. There's a lot of people in society that A, think it's normal, and B, that they actively do this. They convince themselves, nah, all women love to play hard to get. Like, this is just a game. They're just playing hard to get. Like, and it's
I have a crazy story where, because I didn't take it, she didn't give it to me. So she says, you should have took it from me. And I was like, bitch, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was supposed to just, So it was a little weird. She wanted a man that was just gonna take what was his, and I'm like, nah, that shouldn't work like that. Like, you know?
That's how you end up in jail.
that's how you catch kids.
So yeah, that was unfortunate.
No, and that's interesting because it also seems to, like, influence women too. Like, there are women that have that viewpoint, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to imagine me ever telling somebody, nah, I don't want this thing. But secretly, it's like, I'm just trying to motivate you to do the thing. It's just such a, I don't know.
I prefer clear communication in my life. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you prefer. And I can work with that. I can't work with...
I want to fuck with you. I want to do fuck with you. I want to make fuck with you.
I want to make fuck.
What about like the grand gestures thing that's in more like adult style comedies, like those rom-coms where it's like, oh, he's been fucking up the entire movie, but he does this one big thing, and now suddenly everything's fixed. I feel like a lot of people actually took that lesson to heart. Like they don't know how to just like apologize like a normal person or like communicate like a normal person. It all has to be like big, showy, flashy things.
But sadly, I think that shit works.
You think so?
I think there's a lot of people that are incredibly flattered by the grand gesture. It's ruined me because I'm not a man about grand gestures. I refuse.
Mm-hmm.
I will never show up outside my love interest's house with a boombox.
You're not holding a boombox?
I'm not doing it. You don't deserve it.
You don't remember the guy, the black guy outside the house? I'm cooler than him. I dress better than him. He's just going off. He's like, my style is way better than him. My stance, impeccable.
What?
I don't remember from? Like, I remember this, but I don't remember from where. Like, I remember these words, but
yeah, I don't remember that one at all.
Okay, I was hoping that you would.
I need to go on the Black Messiah's page on Twitter and find. He has like all of them saved. I need to go back.
Joey,
what
would be your what would you be playing on the boombox outside that house?
Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Control. Yeah, or some real good stuff. Playboy Cardi's so toxic. His son was being born in the hospital. His wife had him as the only visitor allowed to visit, and he was playing PS4 with Lil Uzi Vert. He did not go see his son be born.
Jesus Christ. What game were they playing?
I have no idea.
Damn.
She said one time he said that he was going to bring dinner and that he was going to get a Popeye chicken sandwich, and he came home with 3 extra long beef jerky sticks and just handed her one.
He's the one that eats like a child, right?
Yes.
The one where there's like tweets from like someone that was at his house. They're like, he's a grown ass man. This is his food drawer, and it was just candy and like M&Ms and beef jerky.
He said, "Someone come save me. There's no real food in this house."
Oh shit.
He has a famous line from one of the greatest bars in the world. He says, "My stomach hurt. My stomach hurt." stomach hurts.
That's terrible. But now to answer, to give you an answer, all right? If, and only if, because I don't think I would, but it would take a very special gal, okay? If I showed up outside their house with a boombox, I'll play Uncle Luke, Don't Stop. I should be like, don't stop, pump that pussy, let me see you do brown. I wanna rock. Because then you see, it's provocative. It gets the people going. Then I mean, I'm hoping I get some after that. Like,
I mean,
hopefully they heed Uncle Luke's wise words.
I wanna rock.
It's a pretty foolproof plan.
It works every time.
It's much better than my plan of just like writing that letter and hoping Amanda Beckett finds it.
Damn.
You just slip it into nah, dude. Yeah, the grand gestures thing is all kind of fucked though. Like I used to look at people with like Valentine's Day in high school. Oh my god, it was crazy.
Some dudes go all out, man.
Yo, it was crazy.
Yeah.
There's no love stronger than a 2-week-old relationship in high school right around Valentine's Day. There's no fucking love more deep. Okay. Like, the chocolates, the fucking roses, the balloons.
And it's a competition. Yo, at the end of the day, these women be looking at each other like, what she got? What she got? What she got? You know what I used to do? I used to say, instead of just focusing on one woman, I'll focus on how many dozen roses I bought. I bought like 2 dozen, 3 dozen roses. I'd hand roses out to like I'm the fucking bachelor. Like I'm the fucking here. Take a rose. I'd hand it to some rather not great looking people too. They got some too.
What was your success rate with handing out 24 roses?
It was good. It felt good because it made a lot of people feel good. A lot of people that didn't get chosen and then by the end of the day, they had their little rose. You know what I mean? They felt like somebody was special. They were special to me though.
The end of the day, Doughy's got 24 people in front of him. He's trying to figure out how he's going to survive this 25 way.
Oh shit! He's like on step 6 of his master plan. Now he's like, oh shit! Now I got all 24.
The logistics of a 25 way. You would have to like plan out like a full buffet. You'd have to have that thing catered. No one's getting up to make a sandwich on their own. Like,
oh shit! There'd be logistics. You need a logistics team to handle like the inner workings of this orgy.
Mm-hmm. You'd have like
it's not a fucking way. This is an orgy. There's no number. I think once you get beyond a 3-way, maybe 4-way, once you're in 5-way territory, you're in orgy territory. Like now,
I can agree with that definition. Yeah, there's definitely a logistics team involved once you get to that many people. There's a Facebook invite if nothing else.
I just think of the smell in that room of 25 naked bodies just getting hot and rubbing on each other. That room gotta stink. There's no way. Even all freshly showered people, just that much exposure,
that much body
just
heat
out in the open, butt cheeks, body heat. That room has to stink.
It's a lot of orifices.
It's a lot of orifices. Especially what are we catering? This is important too.
Oh, what would you eat at your 25-person orgy? Pizza's the obvious choice, right? That's easy. You can eat it with your hands, no plate required.
Finger foods.
Well, like celery and carrots?
Tuna sandwiches.
Oh no. Oh no.
What the fuck? Ew, he wants fish up top choice. And on bottom.
It's always like tuna sandwiches, fish and chips, garlic pesto sauce.
Some boiled eggs.
Some pickled pig's feet. Just why not?
Some croquetas for the Cubans.
Nah, those are good. What you talking about? Dang, the croquetas ain't stinking up the room. Tuna fish.
Tuna fish.
That's so fucking beast.
That's the worst possible answer he could have just spitballed off the top of his head.
The only thing worse than just tuna fish is probably a tuna melt. It's like the tuna hot and steamy is just give off so much smell. Bro, sorry. I probably told this story. Yo, some guy brought in fish to work and microwaved that shit.
What a piece of shit.
That shit was like a fucking atomic bomb.
This is the shit that does not make me miss working from the office, dude. Like,
oh shit, yo, that shit was tremendous. I remember I got back. I wasn't there when it happened. I came. I was walking back from I was working somewhere else in the building. When I came back, I was in the hallway. I was in the staircase.
For our audio listeners, there are straight up laughter tears coming out of Pucho right now.
Oh shit, yo! I was in the fucking stairwell going up to the second floor, and I was like, "What? It was like the air was thick." Like you could feel the stank in the air before you even smelled it. Yeah. Bro, when I got to the second floor and I walked into the room, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? And they were like, yep, it was that prick. That prick just walked up and microwaved fish. And then they put up a sign. It's like, don't fucking microwave fish. Like,
I would have you should have just pulled the fire alarm, dude. Just pull the fire alarm. That's a good reason to clear out that building. Time for a fire drill.
Oh man, that fucking sucks.
So I think I might know maybe not the single, but like the most commonly taken advice from pop culture that I don't think is good advice. Because I think there's more toxic advice. Like we've talked about some of those very rapey things from some of the 80s movies. But I think that this might actually be like the most commonly taken advice that is just not really the best advice in all situations. Movies just tell you that if she says no, just be persistent. Just keep being persistent. Like she says she doesn't want to date you, just keep asking her out. Like what is that one with the Doughy guy that is just constantly going after the girl in that movie? Like there's just so many examples of these guys just like pestering a girl basically until she breaks down and goes out with them. And that is some terrible advice that I see people use all the time in real life. Like it's just like you're complaining because the girl's not interested in you, and the advice you get from your friend instead of maybe she just doesn't like you is just keep at it. Just persistence, bro. Just keep trying to talk to her.
I think there's levels to that though. Like for sure, if someone makes it clear, like, yo, I'm not into you, and you're just going back like, yo, but come on, let me just take you out to one date. Let's just have one. Just one nice dinner. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, bro, I'm never going to go out with you. And they're just like, come on, just give me one chance. I'll blow you away. Like, it's like, all right, you're a fucking creep. Just stop.
Yeah.
But I have experience, like, you know, people basically not showing like an interest, mm-hmm. although not explicitly being like, no, I don't want to, go on a date with you or whatever. I don't know. I've done the persistent thing, for better or worse.
I think you're right in that there's like some kind of like there's levels to it, right? There's like levels, and I think that it depends a lot on like what kind of rejection did you get? Did you get a straight up no? Did you get a no, stop bothering me? Did you get a rain check? Did you get like there's some levels, I'm sure.
Right. I've been rain checked a few times, and then you wonder, all right, you got rain checked 2-3 times. Are they just feigning? Like, are they just giving you the idea of a possibility to be nice, or is there really a possibility? Like, this is why this whole dating shit is all kinds of fucked, because a lot of people just ain't honest with what they want, and it fucks people, especially with like culturally and in movies and all that stuff. We teach like women are the prey or the prize or whatever, and it's only the man that should do the chasing. But that shit creates a lot of like fucked situations. Like it'd be cool if women were out there asking dudes out, like putting themselves out there. The men are like in a tough spot when it comes to that shit. Like aside from the fact that you'll just look like a fucking creep, like trying to, talk to a woman. But like, there's a lot of dudes that just don't have the confidence to just kind of put themselves out there, but they have all this anxiety because they have to. If they don't do this, it just won't happen, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of shitty, but
I mean, to some level, you do have to put yourself out there, right? Like if you don't put yourself out there, the chances of, I don't know. This is like the flip side of it, almost, right? It's like those like mangas, like those like slice of life high school mangas where the guy is this total introvert. All he wants to do is play video games and read his manga, right? And then he runs into this beautiful girl in the street. They literally run into each other on the street, and then that's where the relationship comes from. Not good advice either. You can't just expect a relationship or love to find you, right?
No, for sure. I'm just saying, like, in our society, women just have to live their lives, and men are gonna flock to them and try to make something happen there. Where on the flip side, if a man, so in my view, that woman doesn't need to put themselves out to initiate like conversation or anything like that. Where the other way around, like you need to walk up to a woman and tell them that you're interested in them. To receive that rejection, that shit's hurtful.
I think that that's one of those things that luckily seems to be changing a little bit. I think women are becoming more willing to ask men out. I've been asked out. It's flattering. I enjoy it. I'd like to know that I'm not the only one like putting effort into things.
My man is a sex symbol.
But the dating apps done fuck the whole thing up. Like people don't go out to meet people like that no more.
No.
Like if people want to meet up with somebody, they just go on Tinder and try to hook up. Yeah. When they go out, when you see people out, they're hanging out with their friends. Like they ain't want men to be hitting on them and shit like that. So it's like
I've noticed that I do better in person than on Tinder.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I don't
we
do
fat boys,
well.
right? We funny. We're gonna make jokes. I got a good smile. Like a lot of this shit don't come across well in the picture. Like if someone takes a glance at me, they're gonna be like, pass. Right?
I've noticed I don't do very well on Tinder, but then once I'm out there just talking and getting into people, laughing with them, making them laugh, it just naturally comes to me.
Some would say you're a horse and we're living in a car world now, Doughy. And you're just our type, we're just gonna just die out with the times, okay?
Oh man, imagine if I could make
that
myself.
I'm married, so I've already won. You get it.
You know, like how people who say they have like a brand and like they gotta be, I'm like wonder what my brand would be like.
I don't think I've got an answer for that one. I don't know exactly what your brand would be. I feel like I would recognize it if I saw it. Like if someone was like, this is Doughy's brand, I'd be like, oh, I could say if that was or wasn't your brand.
Like a line of cock rings, like Doughy. A cock ring is in my mouth. What the fuck? Whoa! Doughy's cock rings blasting into your world.
I take it back. I don't know what Doughy's brand would be, and I think I misunderstood the statement he was making.
Or maybe like any product. Like, oh my god! I thought we were talking cars.
Paper. Toilet paper, but my face.
Man, I don't ever want to be toilet paper.
Yeah, that's terrible. All right. Well, before we run away, I want to say one quick thing. I've never had a condom break on me. Not once.
I have. I think we talked about this in the condom episode. I've definitely those lifestyle condoms. I don't trust them. Can't trust the lifestyle condoms.
They've ripped at the ends, like where I've had them rip there. I've never had them rip towards the front.
And I have definitely had an unlubricated condom break.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That shit doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Oh, yeah.
I've used an unlubricated condom one time, And my brother scolded me after. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You look like you're out here fucking a car tire." Like, yo, the fucking thing. I didn't know what I was doing. All right, I tried. Okay, and it was hard to get in. Okay, I didn't have fucking spermicidal lube on me. Okay, so I don't recommend it. It was one of those red. It's like a red wrapper Trojan. It was terrible. But movies taught me that there's like a 75% chance you put this condom on, it's gonna explode. Like you're fucked. Like, and I've always had like, well, not always, but like early on, I had like this fear, like, yo, this is the time the condom's gonna break on me. That for years, my move was, you know, I'd use a condom. Once it's done, I would knot the end and just make sure there was no escaping air or fluids or anything. Like, because I'm like, I don't know, I had like this panicky feeling of a condom just breaking or some bullshit like that.
There are worse fears to have, though, honestly.